Do you feel alone? Do you feel like there is no one around you? Do you feel like the universe has put you into isolation for some reason? This is the Hermit Phase of spiritual awakening. This is a very, very important phase of your spiritual journey. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. The Hermit Phase of awakening is vital for your growth and your healing. It is like the cocoon phase of the butterfly, the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. It is very important for your growth. The reason we're isolated on this healing journey is so that we can start to trust ourselves, start to trust our own intuition, and start to do the healing required to become the best versions of ourselves. Now, this is so important. You see, the thing is, when we're on the spiritual journey, we're usually the only ones in our circle of our friends, of our family, that are going through this awakening. And because of this, if we ask those people for advice, they're not going to be able to give us the right advice. They're going to tell us we're crazy. They're going to tell us that this is woo-woo, you can't follow that path. They're going to tell you, they're going to put seeds of doubt in your mind. When we're on the spiritual journey, we start to question all of reality. We question all of our belief systems. We question everything we've ever known. And usually the people around us are still in the conditioned reality. So we start to question this stuff and we're deemed as crazy. So this is why the universe isolates us. This is why the universe puts us into hermit mode. Because if we continued around these people, we would continue to doubt our own intuition. We would continue to doubt the truth. And that's what it is. It's the truth. It's within all of us. Even the people that aren't awakening, they have the potential to do this. We all are spiritual beings living a human experience. Because of generations and generations of conditioning, it's very, very hard to break out of that lie, break out of that brainwashing, break out of that system. And when we're we're the only ones that do this. We're the ones to break the generational curse, the generational cycle. And it is very hard because, when we initially start this journey, we're kind of like starting to feel uncomfortable around people that we once felt comfortable with. And this in itself can make us kind of go, okay, what do I do? Do I go this way? I have no idea what this way looks like. Everyone's going this way. Do I follow them like I've always done? Or do I go down this unknown path? This isolated path, this lonely path. And it can seem for a while that, I remember when I was first completely isolated by the universe. Now, and don't get me wrong, on my journey throughout, I went through a lot of hermit modes, but I still had my friends around and I still had my family around. But the further I got into my spiritual journey, the more I couldn't actually resonate with these people anymore. So I went from having just mini hermit modes, mini isolations, to a very, very prolonged cocoon phase. And I had to walk away from friends, family, almost everyone in my physical reality. So this can be very daunting and can be very lonely and you can get angry. I got angry with the universe. Initially I was upset. I was like, why am I being punished? Why have I no one left? And when you initially come out of that anger, that fear, I suppose, that loneliness, you remember you're not actually doing this on your own. You have the universe, you have your spirit guides, you have the angels, you have yourself. And that's very important. But you see, when we're going through the dark night of the soul and the spiritual journey, we have to do this in depth, deep, deep healing. We have to face our traumas from this life and from past lives. And it can be very, very hard. But when we're put into isolation, into hermit mode, it's easier. Easy is not the word I'm looking for here, because it's not easy at all. But when we're not being surrounded by the doubts of other people, when we don't let that negative energy, that toxicity, bring us back down to that low vibrational level, when we don't allow that energy to make us doubt the truth, This makes it a lot easier for us to move forward in our spiritual journey. It makes it a lot easier for us to trust our intuition, to trust the universe, and to trust our souls. And that's what it's about. If we were surrounded by these people, if we were surrounded by the people that are no longer serving us or no longer in alignment with who we are going to stay back in that energy. We're not going to move forward, or it's going to delay us moving forward. This is why isolation is so important, so that the fears and the doubts of other people don't prevent us from moving forward on our spiritual journey. We're here for a higher purpose. We're here for spiritual mission. We're here for divine mission. We're here for a purpose on this planet. We're here to be of service to others. We're here to break generational curses so that we can change humanity for the better. This is why we're here. And this is why it's, it takes a lot of strength. It takes an awful lot of strength to do this, because you're the only one of your group to do this. So that takes strength in itself. But it's the strength it takes to be in isolation for so long, to turn into that butterfly. It is hard. The caterpillar goes into darkness. The caterpillar doesn't know that it's going to be a butterfly. The caterpillar just thinks that, oh my God, I'm in this dark cave and thinks it's dying, really. And that's what it is. It's about death and rebirth. We go into that dark night of the soul. We shed all those layers of conditioning, all that past karma, all the past karma from past lives. This is what we do in this cocoon to become the butterfly we are destined to be. And when we're in it, it's hard to see the butterfly we're going to become. But there's something deep within us that knows this is for a reason. But if we were surrounded by the wrong people, it would take us a lot longer time to see the butterfly ending, if you get me. The light at the end of the tunnel. It would take a lot more strength, a lot more willpower, and a lot more time to actually continue on the journey if we still had people with the negative thoughts coming in. Because I know myself, when I started my spiritual journey and I still had people around me, I was always very open, and I just tell everyone I was crazy, and they accepted it. But at the same time, you could see the doubts in their minds, and my dad used to question it, yeah, but this, that, da, da, da. And this had all kind of, I've always believed in mediumship, and even one skeptic friend saying things to me made me doubt it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I know the truth, and because of one person's words, I start to doubt it. So no matter how, I suppose, what stage you're at, and how much you believe, if the people around you are continuously at you kind of with all this negative thought, you're going to doubt. You're going to think you're crazy. You're going to question your sanity, because you're still kind of with that conditioned ego mind kind of going, oh my God, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? And I go away here and everyone, I lose everyone and everyone thinks I'm crazy. Da, da, da. Do you know what I mean? And you kind of go, do I stay or do I go? And it's hard to make the decision to completely break away from these people. But the universe will orchestrate it so that it will happen anyway. So even if you kind of decide to stay around these people a bit longer, it's not going to be able to stay that way permanently. The universe will remove these people if you don't remove them yourself. The universe will put you into isolation, even if you're fearing that. And the beauty of isolation is we're creatures of codependency, really. From birth, we're literally dependent on another human being. And our whole lives, we're afraid to be alone. We're afraid to sit in silence. We're afraid of our thoughts. And that's the thing. For me especially, before I enjoyed solitude, I used to not want to hear my thoughts. I used to drink alcohol so that I couldn't hear my thoughts. I used to need noise all the time. I'd have the radio on continuously. The minute I come in from work, I'd turn on the radio. The minute I wake up in the morning, I'd turn on the radio. I did not want to hear my thoughts. And I remember when I started healing, because the whole point of this is we don't want to hear our thoughts. We don't want to be alone because we're afraid to face our darkness. We're afraid to face our demons. We're afraid to face our traumas. So we distract ourselves over and over again. So we're afraid to be alone, where we feel the need to be around people, or the need to have noise constantly in our lives, so that we don't face our traumas. And the point of spiritual awakening is to face your traumas so that you can heal, come to a place of unconditional love within yourself and everything around you. So, like, the beauty of it is, when I started my healing journey, and I had this, the need for noise, it got to a stage where I started to forget to put on the radio, which shocked me. I'd come in and I'd be parting around doing stuff for ages, and I'm like, oh shit, I have to turn on the radio. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I've been in silence for the last 10-15 minutes. That's mind blowing. And then it got to a stage where I just stopped putting on the radio. I still listen to music, of course I do, but like, there's times that I will need complete and utter silence to talk to myself, to figure my stuff out. But the more I healed what was in me, the more I enjoyed that silence, that peace, that quiet. Like, years ago I couldn't sit outside for too long because you'd be distracted, you'd be on the phone, or you'd want a little bit of music in the background. Now I just love that peace and quiet. And that's the point of the isolation, is to get used to being on your own. I'm not, we all need love at some stage, but with this healing journey, you have to get good at being alone, good at being with your thoughts, good at healing what's inside you. 11:11 on the clock, Lord. But so we need to get good at taming what is the noise in our heads. Spiritual awakening is healing and shedding all those layers of trauma and conditioning. It's beautiful. It's hard, but it's beautiful. And we have to go into this cocoon phase so as to not be distracted by the outside world, not be distracted by external noise. And this is why it's very important not to watch the news and stuff like that as well. Don't let the 3D falseness, the fear, the lack, the greed of this world prevent you from becoming the purest version of yourself so that you can help humanity. This is the whole point. It's so as to trust you and trust the truth. Because that's what it is. Like, people think this woo-woo shit when it comes to spiritual awakening. What spiritual awakening is just shedding that conditioning. It's healing your trauma from this life and past lives. That's all it is, really. Take away the woo-woo if you want. Because I've seen this with people. They've actually been spiritual awakening unconsciously. They've been shedding those jobs and those relationships and becoming better versions of themselves on what they would perceive as a 3D level. But it is actually the same as spiritual awakening. Any kind of disruption in your life to break you away from that system and to bring you into a better reality, a better version of yourself, better purity in your heart. This is awakening. This is awakening to the truth. This is awakening to the shedding of that old system, that old toxicity, those lies. And that's really what it is. You know what I mean? Like, so we're all going through it in some shape or form. But usually, as I said, it's only one of us of our group or of our family that are doing this. Because all these other people are staying in that conditioned world. They're staying in this mundane, this slave mentality, really. It's 9 to 5, work for the fucking system bullshit, like fucking, being a slave to the system. Being, just being just a monkey or a tool or fucking Jesus, a puppet to this world. And that's what it is. Like, we're following systems, that have been passed down for generations, toxic fucking systems. This is what we're here for. We're here to shed that. We're here to start to live in a 5D reality, which is about love, compassion, opportunities, abundance. No more fear and lack. And that's all it is. It's shedding this old system. So we do need to go into this hermit phase. We need to start spending some time on our own, figuring ourselves out, shedding all that trauma, and becoming the best versions of ourselves. This is what it's about. This is all it's about. So it's getting used to being happy with your thoughts. Because when you heal all that stuff, you love being on your own. You kind of you're at peace all the time. You know what I mean? Your mind isn't racing continuously. You're kind of you're okay without company. You're okay without noise. You're okay because you're at peace. The more you heal, the more peaceful your mind gets and your surrounding gets, because you don't have that negative talk from other people in your mind pulling you back down. So this is why it's so important to be on your own during your spiritual journey. And it's temporary. It's preparation. That's what I see it as. It's preparation. You know what I mean? The universe isn't isolating you to punish you. The universe is preparing, but also preserving you in a way. Because when you come out of cocoon phase, when you become that butterfly, things are going to get fast. Things are going to start moving. Things are going to get exciting. There's going to be adventure. There's going to be magic ahead in your life. You know what I mean? When you've only known trauma for all your years, and then you go into this isolation, this cocoon, you kind of go, you know, is this it? Like, do you know, you're like, do you know, I'm kind of bored now, because you're coming to the end of that cocoon phase and you're kind of like going, Jesus, I kind of want to come out of this. But this is preparation. This is preparing you for that mission that you have, for the excitement, for the adventure, for the life that you deserve. You know, it's all for a higher reason. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, and when we're in the depths of this cocoon phase and we're in the dark night of the soul, it's hard to see the way out, and it's hard to see, you know, am I going to come out of this comfort zone? There's a stage where you're kind of going, you don't want to come out of it, but then you get to the stage where you're just kind of, you're getting excited, you're getting anxious even a little bit for what's ahead. You're good anxious, like excited anxious, and then you kind of realize this was all for a reason. And I know now, you know, I look back and I understand that I had to walk away from family and friends so that I could find my purpose. If I continued to be around them, I would continue in that mundane cycle. You know, and as much as I loved them all, I would not have been able to move forward if I had continued on that path. And because of the toxicity as well, my mental and physical health was deteriorating. So the longer you spend with these toxic people when it's out of alignment with your soul, the more it's going to affect your health. So this is the way that the universe pushes you out. Because I wasn't listening to my intuition and I wasn't listening to my guides to walk away from these people quicker. And it actually affected my health big time. So therefore, that was my push out. So like, if you don't actually make the decision to walk away quickly, it's going to be orchestrated that you're going to be forced out of that situation. So don't wait for it to get that long. Understand that you're going to have to go into isolation mode soon. But it's all for a higher reason. And that's it. You know, I understand now that I wouldn't be here right now. But I wouldn't have found my life purpose if it wasn't for that isolation. And, you know, I had to not be around people so that I could see, so I could hear myself, so I could hear my soul. And that's the thing, it's the noise of the other people and the noise of your own traumas that prevent you from listening to the truth in your soul, prevent you from listening to your guides, to your spirit guides, and to the universe. So this is why silence and isolation is so important, so you can hear it. Because it's your ego mind that's loud, but it's your soul that whispers. And you need to be in complete silence so that you can hear that. And it's beautiful. And when you actually shed all that trauma and stuff as well, it just gets so beautiful. And then you start to appreciate what the universe did for you, because you understand that this is for your higher purpose. It's for your mission. And you're getting to help people now. And like, life is going to get exciting again. It's going to be full of adventure, and it's going to be full of love and opportunities. So it is all for a higher reason. So trust that. Trust that hermit phase, it's all part of this journey. And it's temporary. You will come out of it and you will be surrounded by your new soul tribe, around the people that you're going to help, you know, and there's going to be adventure, there's going to be excitement, and there's going to be magic coming into your life because you did that hard work in your cocoon phase, in your hermit mode. So trust it. Trust that this is for something bigger. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path. Thanks.